Hello, my friends. This is Wild Kate, and after being given a treasure hunting device, it has become my main hobby. I study the history of treasure hunting, old maps, and study different legends, hoping that I too will be lucky enough to find a real treasure. The Staffordshire Hoard is one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in the history of England. This hoard of Anglo-Saxon treasure was found in 2009 in a field near the village of Hammerwich in the county of Staffordshire. The treasure is notable for its sheer scale and historical significance. Here is more information about it. The treasure was found on July 5, 2009, using a metal detector by amateur archaeologist Terry Herbert. After the initial discovery, Terry Herbert reported his find to archaeologists and specialists who were sent to the site for more thorough excavation. Composition of the treasure. The hoard includes over 3,500 items, most of which are made of gold and silver. The total weight of the gold artifacts is about 5 kilograms, while the silver artifacts weigh about 1.5 kilograms. Among the items found in the treasure are gold-decorated weapons, jewelry, religious artifacts, and elements of military equipment. The hoard contains a large number of gold plates and fragments that once adorned the swords and shields of Anglo-Saxon warriors. The artifacts are believed to date to the 7th century AD, making them particularly important for understanding the Anglo-Saxon period in English history. Significance and features. The treasure includes many objects associated with Anglo-Saxon warrior culture, such as sword elements, battlexes, and decorative pieces of warrior equipment. Numerous crosses and religious artifacts attest to the significant role of Christianity in Anglo-Saxon society at the time. Some of the objects utilize intricate fabrication and inlay techniques, indicating the high level of skill of Anglo-Saxon craftsmen. Research and storage. The Staffordshire Hoard was found on July 5, 2009, in a field near the village of Hammerwich in Staffordshire, England. The circumstances of its discovery were highly unusual and intriguing. Here is a more detailed account of exactly how it was found. The story of the treasure's discovery is very curious. Terry Herbert, a local resident and metal detecting enthusiast, was using his metal detector in a field owned by his farmer friend Fred Johnson. Herbert had been in the hobby for many years, but this time his find was unusually valuable. The excavation began. That afternoon, Herbert came across a metal object that later turned out to be part of the Staffordshire Hoard. Finding several gold objects, he immediately reported his find to the local archaeological society. Following Herbert's report, professional archaeologists from Staffordshire County Council and the Birmingham Archaeological Centre were sent to the site. Formal excavations began and lasted for over 5 weeks. The archaeologists uncovered thousands of objects, including gold and silver items. Every artifact found was carefully documented and described. The archaeologists used modern techniques and equipment to preserve the context of the find. All items were removed with great care to minimize damage and preserve information about their location in the ground. After the fieldwork was completed, all artifacts were transferred to laboratories for conservation and analysis. Experts determined that the hoard dates back to the 7th century AD and belongs to the Anglo-Saxon period. The Staffordshire Hoard includes a wide variety of items, most of which are gold and silver items related to military and religious themes. Here is more information about the composition of the hoard. The hoard includes many gold overlays adorning the hilt of swords. These pieces are often inlaid with gemstones and glass paste, demonstrating great craftsmanship. Parts of swords and fighting knives. Gold and silver fragments of blades and sheaths have been found, indicating the significant status of their owners. Sword heads and spearheads. Some of the most impressive items include elaborate gold sword heads decorated with designs and stones. Jewelry and decorative items. The hoard contains many buckles and clasps made of gold and decorated with engravings and inlays. These items were used to decorate clothing and equipment. Plates and fragments of jewelry. Many gold and silver plates with elaborate ornaments have been found, probably used to decorate clothing, belts, and other equipment. Religious artifacts. Several gold crosses were found in the hoard, including one large cross that may have been used for ritual purposes. Some of the crosses are decorated with engravings and inlays. Fragments of religious objects. Various gold and silver fragments were found that were probably part of larger religious decoration or reliquaries. Although a complete helmet was not found, the hoard includes several fragments that were probably part of battle helmets. These decorative brooches, made of gold, were used to fasten garments and also indicate the high status of their owners. The treasure also contains many small gold and silver objects, including pins, fibulae, and other decorative elements. Most items are made of gold, often with gemstones, garnets, amethysts, etc., glass paste, and enamel. Silver was also used extensively, especially for larger and more functional pieces. Technique. Many artifacts demonstrate sophisticated metalworking techniques, such as graining, chasing, engraving, and inlaying. These techniques indicate the high level of skill of Anglo-Saxon artisans. The Staffordshire Treasure Trove provides valuable information about the military, social, and religious life of the Anglo-Saxons in the 7th century. Its objects demonstrate the wealth and high status of their owners, as well as indicating the developed craft traditions of the time. In addition, the treasure helps to understand the interconnections between different regions of England and the influence of Christianity on Anglo-Saxon society. The treasure has been valued at over £3,285,000, making it one of the most valuable archaeological discoveries in British history. Splitting the bounty. In accordance with British law, the bounty for the treasure found was split equally between Terry Herbert and farmer Fred Johnson. The Staffordshire Hoard has attracted enormous interest from both the scientific community and the general public. Since its discovery, there have been numerous exhibitions and presentations. Museums. Major items from the hoard are on display at the Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery and the Staffordshire Museum, where they are available for viewing by the general public. The find gave rise to numerous scholarly studies and publications that continue to study and interpret the artifacts of the hoard. The hoard has greatly increased knowledge of Anglo-Saxon culture, crafts, religion, and social structures of the time. Thus, the discovery of the Staffordshire Hoard was an important event in archaeological scholarship, bringing significant cultural and historical knowledge, and demonstrating the importance of collaboration between amateur archaeologists and professional researchers. Following the discovery of the hoard, the artifacts were carefully examined by archaeologists and historians. Many items underwent restoration. In 2010, the hoard was acquired for public display by Birmingham and Staffordshire museums following a fundraising campaign. Artifacts from the Staffordshire Hoard are on display at various museums, including the Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery and the Staffordshire Museum. This allows the general public to experience unique objects from the Anglo-Saxon era. The hoard continues to be the subject of intensive research to help better understand Anglo-Saxon culture, social structures, and relationships of the time. The Staffordshire Hoard is an invaluable source of information about the early medieval period in England and greatly enhances our knowledge of Anglo-Saxon life and culture.